From a recently announced Coach of the Year being fired to a UFC match ending in 13 seconds, these are some of the most shocking moments in sports history. And starting us off is Dwayne Casey, who at the time was one of the best coaches in the NBA playoffs, turned jobless in an unprecedented manner. Yep, things can go awry despite how well you're doing, so what did he do to get him fired so fast? Well, here's the story. Just after Toronto Raptors finished the 2018 season in the Eastern Conference with the best record, Cleveland Cavaliers took them out in the second round, right on their home turf with a 128-93 loss. That was a shocker, right? Not only was this a huge embarrassment, but one player, DeMar DeRozan, got ejected for a dirty foul. Talk about having a bad day in sports. Surprisingly, Dwayne had just been named Coach of the Year just days before. Tie me to a rocket and send me to Mars. I guess previous successful seasons and a prestigious award cannot protect you from getting fired. This marked the end of his 7-year reign with the Toronto Raptors. According to Jeff Zillgitt from USA Today, Dwayne had asked for a contract extension, which forced Ujiri to dismiss him. Luckily, the Detroit Pistons quickly snatched him to be their head coach. In his debut season, he managed to guide his new team to a 41-41 record and secure an appearance in the playoffs. Eventually, he will be stepping down in 2023 as head coach to move into the Detroit Pistons front office. Well, folks, drama in the sports world can be so intense it could give soap operas a run for their money. Away with Dwayne Casey, here's our next shocking sacking. This left fans, analysts, and players perplexed. We're talking about Doc Rivers, the former Los Angeles Clippers coach from 2013 to 2020. By the way, did you know that his actual name is Gen Rivers? Doc is his nickname, referring to his magical abilities to remedy a team's challenges. Despite LA Clippers being among the top teams in the playoffs for 6 seasons, he got a one-way ticket to Unemploymentville. What a rude shocker that was for Rivers. But what made him get an all-expenses-paid vacation to Fired Island? This will surprise you. Apparently, Rivers never managed to get the Clippers past the second round of the playoffs. After suffering a humiliating defeat in the second round to the Denver Nuggets, the team became the league's laughingstock, and so the management couldn't have him anymore. Despite the sacking, Doc Rivers had missed the playoffs only 5 times in his career and had a .581 winning percentage at the time. In 2008, he led the Celtics to win the championship, so he was very employable. Immediately after, he became the Philadelphia 76ers coach, leading them into the playoffs in the last 3 seasons. It's a jungle out there in the sports world. Let's take a break from basketball and go straight into the world of mixed martial arts. Can you imagine a major UFC match ending in just 13 seconds? Yep, that did happen. And guess what? The reigning champ got a beatdown. It was a featherweight title fight between Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo in December 2015. While McGregor was fast rising through the ranks, Aldo was the champ and had not lost a fight in more than a decade. As you can imagine, there was a lot of hype surrounding this fight. Fans were at the edge of their seats wondering who would win this much-anticipated fight. It was a clash of 2 titans, as if Zeus and Thor decided to finally settle their differences. As the match begins, each fighter wanted to assert his dominance, but little did we know that the outcome would be decided in seconds. Trotting out of his corner, McGregor swiftly took to the center of the ring and threw a straight left punch as soon as Aldo got to a firing range, but it missed. But he followed it with a lethal leg kick. As Aldo surged onward to unleash his ferocious left blow, McGregor's fist was on its way. Both punches met, but McGregor's fist was the first to land, turning Aldo's brain into a short vacation spot for rainbows and unicorns. Aldo immediately fell flat on his face, stiff and stunned. McGregor quickly pounced on Aldo with Hummer fists before the referee jumped in, and that's how McGregor won the UFC championship for the first time, in 13 seconds. How about that for a title fight? I guess we can all agree on one thing, that the UFC is a whirlwind of surprises, where fighters are known to pull a rabbit out of their glove when you least expect it. Now that you've had a UFC break, let's talk of legendary moments in basketball. Here's an iconic move that will forever remain etched in the history of basketball. Are you ready? Alright, this is the famous moment in the 2001 NBA Finals when Allen Iverson did the classic step over Tyrone Lue Lue in the game between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Los Angeles Lakers. By the way, did you know that this was Allen Iverson's first NBA Finals game? That's right, and he debuted in a huge way. Here's what happened. Iverson displayed his agility, speed, and scoring ability throughout the game, earning him respect from both fans and players. However, this one moment will always remain engraved in our minds. In an intense one-on-one battle, Iverson made an incredible crossover move that left Tyrone tumbling to the ground while he made the shot. As if that wasn't enough, he went a step further with a swagger only Iverson had, and he stepped right over Tyrone as he tried to get up. At that moment, Iverson treated Lue like a speed bump on the road of basketball glory, only with a touch of sneaker finesse. Now let's shift our attention to American football. Talk of straightforward self-pride when Aaron Rodgers, a quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, roared to passionate Chicago Bears fans, "I still own you." This is what happened. On a chilly game in 2021, longtime rivals the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears had a match. As you know, the two teams' histories are riddled with vibrant fan bases and fierce competition. One special event happened in the game involving Aaron Rodgers, sending shockwaves throughout the stadium. As usual, the tension and rivalry was intense. As the Packers took the lead, a heated exchange took place between the Bear fans and Rodgers. A fiery response fueled by the heat of the moment had Rodgers yell with adrenaline and determination, "I still own you." The thunderous proclamation echoed throughout the stadium. The words, dripping with dominance and defiance, pierced through the hearts of the Bears loyalists, to their disappointment. This was moments after he had a 6-yard touchdown, putting the Packers in the lead with a score of 24-14, which was the final score of that game. Talk about asserting your dominance. Rodgers put the Bears in their place. But wait, there's more. Let's take you back to the world of basketball. This involves one of the most iconic players in the NBA, Kobe Bryant. Did you know that Kobe had such a ruthless focus, fans called it the Mamba mentality? During a 2010 NBA Finals game between the Los Angeles Lakers and Orlando Magic, Kobe found himself in a face-to-face game with Orlando Magic's Matt Barnes. So, what led to this altercation? Barnes faked throwing the ball directly at Kobe's face, but guess what? Kobe didn't flinch. This showcased Kobe's uncompromising mental ability, unyielding desire, and relentless determination. Matt Barnes faking a throw at Kobe's face was a move to distract his focus from the game, but all he got was a front row seat to the Mamba Death Stare show. And there you have it, folks. Sports can be intriguing. From the reverberating roar of Aaron Rodgers to Conor McGregor's 13-second championship win in 2015 and Allen Iverson's step over Tyrone Lue, not forgetting sacked coaches like Doc Rivers and Dwayne Casey who had a successful season only to be fired after a disappointing loss, I guess ruthlessness reigns supreme in the world of sports. The strongest survive and the weak get left behind. And those were the most savage moments in sports history.